gives us hope and a future. So Father, I just thank you again for this warmer weather, and thank you for being with us tonight as we try to make good decisions in Jesus' name. Amen.
Ms. Lewis, could I get a roll call, please?
Green.
Here.
Paprick.
Here.
Gibson.
Here.
Fox.
Here.
Allen.
Here.
Swisher. Brandt.
Here.
Simmons.
Here.
Okay, has everybody had a chance to look over the agenda? If so, I need a motion and a second.
I move to approve.
Second, Green.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Moving on to approve or correct special session minutes of January 14th, 2026, and regular session minutes of January 2026. If so, I need a motion and a second to approve.
I make a motion, we approve.
Second, Allen.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to committee reports. First up, we have Development and Code Committee, Council Members Allen and Simmons.
I don't have anything.
No report.
No report. Public Relations and Public Safety Committee, that's Council Members Swisher and Gibson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have the Marshall Fire Department report for the month of December. Marshall Fire Department responded to 6 fires in the city, 7 fires in the county. Responded to 8 hazardous situations in the city, 1 in the county. 12 medical calls in the city, 1 in the county. 5 false alarms, 6 good intent calls, and 13 public service calls. And we responded to one rescue, total of 60 calls. That would be it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gibson. Next up, we have Municipal Services and Personnel Committee, that's Council Members Brandt and Green.
Yes, Your Honor. A few things here. First off, we'll start off with stormwater tip of the month. Construction sites of 1 acre or more are required to have a stormwater management plan before construction can begin. A permit is required. Make sure your contractor knows the rules, where stormwater flows, everything goes. So that's regulated by DNR too, that is required for construction sites. We had a municipal services meeting on the 29th, last Thursday, and Randy and Jill have completed or pretty much completed the drive around and evaluated the streets. And they came up with a couple of different street programs, really based on different scenarios on whether the tax passes or whether the tax doesn't pass. They did a 3-year program on the overlay and the mill, just based on what they know now. So, you know, these things can change, specifically with the municipal service or municipal MMU and what they're gonna do with streets. And, you know, we wanna kind of lay back on those until, if they're getting ready to get into one. And then just on what the winters do to our, and the wear and tear on them. But these are a lot of really good streets that we've been looking at for a long time, with Morgan and Arrow, Grant Street, Ted Street, Vest Street, a very big portion of College Street, Miami, which Miami is gonna be Miami in front of the high school from, I guess it would be Vest to College. That street's not in very good shape at all, and it's very high traffic. The high school's there. And then also for Odell Street, which is a long stretch of that, and some on Eastwood. So that's the mill and overlay program. And then, and these are some of these are very long sections, so they're quite expensive. And the slurry program is pretty extensive too. So we're gonna have that ready when we do our presentations and show the community what we're planning on doing if this tax does pass. If it doesn't, they've also developed what's pretty much a small slurry program for this year, just due to the budget money that we have available. So we will be having meetings with the public. We're planning on starting our first one sometime here in February, and, you know, also plan if any community group that would like to have a presentation done, then myself, Drew, when he can, you know, anybody else with the city staff that would be needed, we'll plan to have those just to show the need and what's actually going on. We also will be putting out some pamphlets, and those will be on our website. There'll be a QR code on there that will show, when you go to there, it'll give you more information about why we're doing what we're doing and the real need, which there is a real need. So that will be available soon. We also plan to meet again this week, trying to shoot for Thursday, and talk to you, Drew, after the meeting about that, and see, and JD, I don't know what your schedule is too, but Jill and Randy would like to meet, you know, this week again. So that's mainly what we talked about at that meeting, and, like I say, we'll have these programs available to you guys, so you can take a look at them and see, and we'll get going on it. The only other thing I have, and Drew's probably got some things to add, but the compost hours, Jill wanted me to give those for the winter, and last week we closed it down, the compost, because it was just so bad and cold, and I don't think anybody's gonna be wanting to mess with it, but now we've got it back open. But it is the winter hours, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 4, and then Saturday from 7 to noon. So we still have it open quite a bit. Closed on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. We'll probably go to our summer hours somewhere around the 1st of March is when we typically move into the summer hours, but we'll see how the weather is and how that affects it. So we will let you know whenever we change that. So that's all I have. Drew, you'd like to add anything?
Yeah, just kind of reiterate what you were talking about with the city street tax. It is definitely needed if we want to continue fixing our streets. Fielded some questions on Facebook. One of them was, where'd the money go the last 3 years that we did streets? And so I did try to put that on Facebook. Apparently it came across blurry, but I'm happy to get that, any hard copies to anybody that needs that. But it was what we voted on and passed and paid for and did from 23, 24, and 25 was a little over $2.2 million. So two things I would say to that. One, if you didn't notice the work was done and we spent $2.2 million, that tells you why we need the street tax to get this stuff done. There are a lot of streets that need a lot of work, and so that's really what we're doing. And we did do a very extensive program those last 3 years. And so I want to tell you where that money came from again, if you're kind of new to the discussion. But as you all know, the sanitation department was sold 3 years. This is our 3rd year now that we've had RTS. So we had, when that all started, before some of the councilmen were here, but we decided we would spend some of that money to maintain our street program since we were kind of low on funds. And so we have taken what we said we would take out of that because we need to leave a reserve fund at the sanitation department. And you may say we don't have one, but we do. We have street sweepers and other things in there. And we actually just bought a new street sweeper, so we need that money in there. The money that you pay, the $4.18, just goes to maintain that department. That is bare bones for loggers, maintenance, new equipment. So there's no extra money in that department. So we kind of ran out of money, well, like we said we would do, and now here we are. And we need help from the citizens if you want to continue the street program. We're talking about doing $1 million a year, which is what we think the tax will generate for 3 years, and then you'd have to vote it back in or we don't get that money anymore. So we try to do a short window to prove to you that we're working hard on the streets, and hopefully, like Dan said, there's going to be a flyer that has the basic information and then a QR code to get deeper information, and we'll be holding meetings that we'll set up for the community to ask questions and try to answer whatever we can. So, does anybody up here have any questions about the street program? Or? Okay. That's it.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Brandt and Mr. Green. Next up, we have Property Finance Budget and Audit Committee. Council members Patrick and Fox.
As of January 31st, revenues are at $6,353,000, which is 43.75% of the budgeted revenue. Expenditures at $6,749,000, which is 43.52% of the expenditure budget. Everything looks great so far.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Mr. Fox?
Yeah, I would like to mention, it just kind of occurred to me, occasionally we talk about projects that are done here and we vote on, and there's quite a few of them that are sometimes done with grants. And I just want everybody to know that we are active here in applying for grants and have been successful doing so. I got some figures, that's all the departments, you know, police department, the library, the park, on down, street department. I just want to mention some totals that we can, because sometimes I think when we have these meetings, we just pass things, we don't really look that closely at it. So in 2024, there was $1,448,000 in grants. Last year, won $3,691,000 in grant. A lot of it went into the airport. And so far to date this year, on 2026, we have been awarded, we've been awarded $74,600 in grants. So I rounded them up. So those people that were just kind of wondering, we do try to find monies other places just than what we have here with our normal budget.
Thanks, sir.
I'll be all right.
Okay. All right, next up, we have City Administrator's Report. It's Mr. Kerman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to follow up actually on a couple of the items related to grants. With the onset of winter weather, a couple of things have kind of slowed down a little bit site-wise, but with regards to some of the grant work that's happening, in addition to the grant awards that Councilman Fox just mentioned, we've also got just over $2 million associated with the Economic Development Administration for the sewer work on Boyd Street. There is some additional, I think, survey work that's going to need to be undertaken that the engineer will have to wait until conditions maybe approve a little bit, but we do have follow-up meetings with, excuse me, with ESS on that grant coming up. We've also got monies coming in from FEMA that are back, all the way back from back in 2021 for the area out here behind Eastwood, the old Eastwood School. We've got a meeting coming up here with ESS again later this week and then again next week to finalize easements associated with that stormwater work. There's also the $184,000 grant associated with the sidewalk area around Miami and College Street, and we are sitting down to review some of the easements and some of the technical work that the engineers have put together on that grant as well. So although we've got a couple of sites that have kind of slowed down because of the winter weather, some of the administrative and engineering work continues, especially as it pertains to some of this grant work. Other sites that I expect Randy's crews will be back out at the smokestack site as soon as the ground firms back up and some of the snow is gone, doing some of the cleanup area around that work. The turbine, the power generation project down the street on Boyd, we continue to have weekly meetings on that, and in partnership with MMU and with their team. And at the last meeting, of course, they talked about the fact that the weather was going to slow things down a little bit, but in that case, they're making provisions to keep that project on track and keep it moving forward. And of course, we'll have our weekly meeting on that particular site this Thursday again. And then, finally, I just wanted to mention too that a thank you to the Municipal Services Committee and to Randy and Jill for their work on the street tax. There's been a lot of deliberation and a lot of preparation behind the scenes and kind of queuing up the street work for the next 3 years, which is not something we've done in the past where we've tried to forecast out 3 years like this. And so there's been a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes, and I just want to recognize both the staff at Municipal Services and the committee members in Municipal Services for their help in getting all that information together. So happy to answer questions about these items or any other city business that you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kerman. The only thing I have to report was that, last Thursday, January 29th, we had a public meeting with the contractors. Then there were some questions asked, and I plan on this week getting back to the ones that had some questions. I want to follow up with them. And Mark, I had to apologize, I didn't bring my glasses, and I can't read my little fine print, but Mark was going to be here tomorrow, or
He was here today.
today?
Yeah.
Okay. So that had started. Anybody show up, or did he have any?
Not today, but we took advantage of the fact that he was free to sit down with him on a couple of different occasions throughout the course of the day. And then he was able to do a little bit of field work in the afternoon here. So we're hoping that as the word gets out that he's available on Tuesdays between 10 and 2, that we'll get more people coming in with questions and that. But more typical, like for example, today, we had a call from a firm out of state that was asking some questions about a job in town. And we were able, because Mark was here in City Hall, we were able to connect them right away with that firm out of Ohio. So, so far, a good start. We hope to see maybe more people coming in with questions in the future.
Okay, thank you. All right, next up, we have business from the audience. That's limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Any person, resident or non-resident, wishing to address the council may approach the microphone at this time and state their name and comments. Mr. Jacoby. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Next up, we have an appointment for the library board, and says I'd like to submit the following appointment for your consideration. Library board is Brian Lovell. That's a new appointment, and his term expires July 2027. If everybody's good with that, I need a motion and a second for Mr. Lovell to join the library board.
Make a motion we approve. Simmons?
Okay, I think Simmons got that, and
I'll second.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nobody's opposed, okay. Moving on down to ordinances. Ms. Lewis, would you give, and this is a second reading by title only, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor of the city of Marshall, Missouri to execute a contract between the city of Marshall, the Board of Public Works, and Septagon Construction.
Everybody understands what that one was for? Okay. If so, I need a motion and a second to approve.
I make a motion to approve Gibson.
Second, Green.
And that's for the second reading. Could I get a roll call vote, please?
Fox,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Swisher, Brandt,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance number 2. Ms. Lewis, could you give the first reading by title only, please?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor of the city of Marshall, Missouri to execute a contract between the city of Marshall, Board of Public Works, and Panhandle Eastern Pipeline Company, LLC.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to either approve the first reading or take it to a second reading.
Jeff's up here.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. Go
You
ahead.
guys have
He don't have his
questions.
glasses.
Hopefully you got a heads up that I would like to have 2 readings completed tonight. This is a modification to the Panhandle take point we have on our natural gas line to support the Marshall Energy Center. Panhandle has indicated it will take around 6 months to get that work done, which really kind of puts us on the clock. 6 months to procure materials, schedule a crew, and we're kind of at their mercy for that work. The deadline we have to get the phase one turbines on is December 1st. If we don't meet that deadline, it's gonna cost our pool approximately $3 million to go out and get that capacity on the market. So, as part of that project, we need to get more gas to make those run. They're gonna be moving to the largest line. There's 4 lines down there, and we're gonna connect to a 30-inch 900 PSI line.
I make a motion we approve Simmons,
Second reading?
second reading.
I'll second that.
Ms. Lewis, could I have a roll call, please?
Allen,
Yes.
Swisher, Brandt,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Lewis, could I get the second reading, please, by title only?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor of the city of Marshall, Missouri to execute a contract between the city of Marshall, Board of Public Works, and Panhandle Eastern Pipeline Company, LLC.
Could I get a motion and a second?
Motion to approve, Green.
Second, Patrick.
Ms. Lewis, could I have a roll call, please?
Swisher, Brandt,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, could you give the first reading by title only, the ordinance number 3?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor of the city of Marshall, Missouri to execute an emergency management agreement between the city of Marshall, Missouri and Saline County, Missouri.
We do this every year.
It is an annual ordinance, yes.
I move to approve.
Second, Gibson.
Could I get a roll call vote, please?
Brandt,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Swisher.
On down to appropriation. Ms. Lewis, could you give the first reading by title only, please?
An ordinance making the appropriation for the payment of accounts out of the different city funds.
I need a motion and a second to take it to a second reading.
I make a motion we take it to the second reading Simmons?
Second, Allen.
Could I get a roll call vote, please?
Green,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Swisher, Brandt,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, could you give the second reading by title only?
An ordinance making the appropriation for the payment of accounts out of the different city funds.
I need a motion and a second to approve.
I move to approve.
Second, Green.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Swisher, Brandt,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Moving on down, do we have any other council business that we need to discuss at this time?
Just a follow-up from the contractors meeting the other night. It sounded, I mean, just from the audience, and I've had some people contact me since then, but they're at least as concerned about the lack of code enforcement as far, and I mean, I feel like as a council, we need to direct administration to work on, it's some formal process, you know, not just people driving by and saying, oh, I saw somebody doing unpermitted work. I think we need to figure out a solution to that.
Anyone else? None seeing none. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
I make a motion we adjourn Simmons?
Second, Allen.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.